Hello and welcome back to Gary and Reva Versus of the Devil, and it is time to move on to episode 2. I've been looking forward to this so much. You could choose to play episode 2 in high roller mode, but yes, before I go on to this, because I didn't think it would just jump straight into it, I thought it would change to episode 2 menu or something. If you have not seen episodes 0 and episode 1, it's like something like a 30-part series up to this point. You should definitely go watch those first, both because this game is amazing, and because it is a highly story-based game, so you would be missing a lot by not going and seeing that first. But yes, I have been looking forward to this so much, and this game released about 2 hours ago, and I'm recording it right now, obviously. I'll have recorded it yesterday by the time the video goes up, but anyway. I played episode 1 in high roller, so I will be doing so again. But before I do, they have tweaked a couple of bits, so customized phone. This now saves properly. Before it wasn't saving, see, it's got teal selected, but it doesn't actually show it as teal. But apparently that is now fixed. Apparently they've also changed the... Oh yeah, they have, look! There's like a glint on it with the acrylic over the charm. That is really cool. London head empty. Reyes Angie! Oh, look at you. Okay, not as cute as I thought it would be, but it's still Reyes. Sarah on the clock. Tried to pet the cat in episode 2. Oh, they've got another way to get the Necomorg, because Necomorg was originally only available to the people who did the is that going to be Sarah in a bunny costume? Oh no. This was originally only available to people who played the demo. Diamani, I guess that's new. 80. Oh, 80, right. I can't have that on. Okay. Yeah, lots of adorable charms, and I think they are seriously considering making these real, because I would buy at least 2 of these. Emma deep in thought, look at her. So I should sort of be able to buy most things. Rose gold. I should be able to afford most of these because I've got 105. But we will see. Alright, as I was, in high roller mode, you're limited to 1 save slot and you won't be able to reload. Quick saving and autosaves will be disabled as well. The minimum ante for hands will be increased. The minimum maximum penalties for answering incorrectly will be increased. But the maximum ante will be increased as well, allowing you to earn the largest possible high score. Completing in high roller will give you an exclusive phone charm of presumably Sarah in a bunny outfit. You can turn high roller off at any time, but you cannot turn it back on. It is to encourage risk-taking and discourage save scumming, considering enabling it if you want to pursue this mystery like a true gambler. Obviously, I'm going with high roller again. I am going to try and be with the thinking of the game a lot more, because I struggled with some of the lines of thinking in the courtrooms, but I'm going to hopefully do better this time. And of course, no spoilers. Enjoy the thrill. Disable tutorials. I'm going to leave them on just in case there are any new mechanics, but... Ooh, pink. That's not Morgan. First question's an easy one. Who's your senator? Nothings. Piece of shit still trying to lie to our faces. Nothings is our senator, man. What, still? Shit. Hey, wake up. From the top, I guess. What is your name? Ikaria. What year is it? 2086. What did they say last time? 2027? Maybe the stuff's finally working. Dog does know how to shake. You could go far. Again in the head. One thing I said, one thing I asked, anywhere but the head. Not my fault he's got a punchable face. So we calibrated yet or what? No. But we're as close as we're going to get with the equipment this old. You want to get to the real questions, or does he need more softening up? I just said, I won't soften him up in the head. How about it? You still with us, hound? You're going to feel a migraine hit you like a tram in a few seconds. Do me a favour and hold on to the pain. Let go and the barbitocene will drop you like an anchor. Don't want you a vegetable, right? Yeah, that's the spirit. Knew you were a fighter. Question 1. Do you know why you're here? Because you were too spooked to do this over a line? I'm always the right amount of spooked, Red. So this is the tease we had at the end of episode 1, where some unknown person texted Morgan calling her Red, which is the nickname that David had for her as well. So this is definitely not David, and I called that before. Yeah. When I tell you there's heat, I mean it. I know, and I always listen. See? I love her new hairstyle. Oh, that's so cool. The outfit is a bit of a mix. I like the vest thing. I'm not so sure about, like, the sheer top with a boob window. Very odd look. See? Breathable layers. God damn it. You laughed. Doesn't mean I conceded the point. You're lighter. You memorized the map. You kept it pretty vague, but... Oh, that was the map. Sorry. I don't think I clicked through that. I think I got the gist of it. You're that worried about a paper trail? Proctive Analytics just won a state contract for new trawling algorithms that can de-anon an entire city block's crumbs in less than an hour. In case you missed a lot, well, in case you haven't seen the others, go and watch them. You definitely need to watch them. But stuff like crumbs and anon and like de-anon and stuff, I assume. Okay, well, we are getting some explanations again. But yes, crumbs are basically anytime, they're sort of your search history as stored by the internet and not locally. And they can be used to track basically anyone anywhere. Didn't you read the financial section today? I'm more of a Sudoku gal. We can't all be as well read as Reinhard Diamani. I'm sending you the links. Read them, and the rest of the news too. Proposition 492 is going to be on the ballot this year. You shouldn't vote on it blindly. For a guy who makes the majority of his living operating outside the law, you sure take your civic duties seriously. Information brokering isn't illegal. What people choose to do with my advice... Do you declare the income for it on your taxes? Sorry. I promised to take a look at what you sent over. Ballot propositions. Ah, an article. With elections coming up, a number of measures related to infrastructure, public works and funding for city programs will be on the ballot. Read on to get an overview of the most hotly anticipated issues. 4362D, petition for City Council to commission cost analysis for public schooling. These articles, you sort of get quizzed on them when you close them, and you can get extra points for getting it right, basically. And you can also then use some of the information in interrogations later, so it's always good to get as much as you can. For the last several decades, all education has been handled through private institutions, typically associating with one or more corporate benefactors. City Council will commission a study to evaluate the cost and feasibility of reintroducing direct public schooling. They talked about last time how basically all universities are for profit these days. Funding of Atlas Pillar rejuvenation projects. Voting aye on this measure will direct City Council to fund the renovation and reinforcement of multiple Atlas Pillars around the lower wards, paid for by a % increase in sales tax within city limits. Atlas Pillars act as stabilising points for the canopy. Oh yes, the pointless and stupidly expensive over-the-top road system. Or public transport? I don't think it was actually roads. Although building the pillars will be disruptive, the exchange is saying that there will be reduced restrictions to reduce unemployment. Also, it's always good to make sure that the things above your head don't collapse onto your head. None have argued against the architectural reality of the canopy's need for additional structural reinforcement. That is a fancy way of saying, look, we cut corners, we need more things to hold that thing up. Oh my god. Which exactly of the city's pillars will be targeted is yet to be disclosed. Past experience has shown, due to the nature of vertically integrated real estate, property values will either skyrocket or drop into the negatives, based on which pillars are rejuvenated. Wow, that is devastating. Renaming Atlas pillars to honour local community figures? Pillars of the community. I mean, that just writes itself, really. Atlas was originally an internal name. I mean, that's based on, presumably, obviously the Greek myth of Atlas who holds up the world. That's why atlases, maps of the world are called atlases. It's also a reference to that. Despite having what the mayor at the time repeatedly described in private as an ominous ring to Atlas pillars. I think it sounds good, I'd say. Commission of report of victims of acid snow. The acid snow incident sits this is a very long article. Sits prominently at the forefront of the public conscience following the Greyfall documentary that premiered early this year. The film's eyewitness accounts of the scarring children received. So I read that wrong. That early morning nearly 2 decades ago as they played in what they thought was an unseasonable snowfall. Oh, damn. Oh, that's bloody ominous. Talk about ominous. Critics of the proposition to investigate this acid snow said that few of the victims will still be residents, assuming they can be found at all. Yeah. Oh, it sucks that we can't find victims of this horrendous thing we did 20 years ago. They must have all moved. Yikes, that is horrendous. God, can you be this calm? A chance like this doesn't come around, well, ever. Frankly, I'm still surprised they're willing to put up the funds it took to commission this thing. What do you think changed? Nothing ever changes in the lower wards, is what I would say if I was feeling dramatic. Heartbreak made organised crime look like a bunch of cowards hiding under rocks, is what I would say if I was feeling comedic. Yeah, you could just feel her patience running out through that. Don't joke about heartbreak before sending a woman off to the lower wards by herself. Because you're such a delicate flower in need of protection. Oh, the profiles! Likes power washes, lamb chops, and prime numbers. And yet she kills 6. Or at least in the... Yeah, she's a serial killer. Spoiler. She's Heartbreak. I did tell you to watch the first 2. If you haven't, by this point, that's sort of on you. Favourite flower, the funny-looking red ones. Plays blackjack, Texas Hold'em, CeeLo, Mahjong, and E-card. Dislikes lectures, felt, and the violin. Why do you dislike felt? Eggs fried and runny. I knew you were a psychopath. I don't like runny yolks. Absolutely hate them. And since you're such a delicate flower in need of protection, how about you start feeling analytic and give me your real answer? So he probably knows she is... No! He can't. Right. Sorry. Yeah, no, that was directly saying that he doesn't know she's Heartbreak. He knows that she's not as innocent as she seems, because he was the one who was like, do you still have that gun? And she's like, no. And he's like, no, but this isn't a trace line. You can talk honestly. I still don't have it. And that's the gun she used to kill people as Heartbreak. But that interaction just there shows that he doesn't know she's Heartbreak, because otherwise, why would she say, oh, don't talk about Heartbreak and then send me in there? How about you start feeling analytic and give me your real answer? Fine. In my humble opinion, the Rust made the first move. Demand for their products has gone up, so they set to work with their syringes and cleavers and vans. Mobile chop shops hunting for product to fill the supply gap. Supply gap? You can't spit without it landing on a Vitruvian clinic. How's the biggest it's ever been? What mods are being printed to demand? Mods being the modifications, body modifications, cybernetic enhancements, etc. You can get mental, you can get physical, but that's what they are. It's replacement parts, not the mods that the Rust harvest. Vitruvian, How, and all the others aren't interested in helping you fix a faulty pump. They just want to sell you a whole new model. The rust might not always be pretty to look at, but even law-abiding citizens will gladly swallow their distaste for a discount that steep. We learned last time about the right to repair being revoked, or being maintained as it is not a thing, which is to say, essentially repairing your own electronics is considered sort of tampering with copyrighted content, sort of. So, you know, cyberpunk dystopia, capitalism, yay! A lot of modders are veterans, not easy prey. Oh, sorry, was that Morgan? A lot of modders are veterans, not easy prey. Correct, hence the Rust stockpiling weapons, and in response, the blue blood sensing escalation. But that's just my hypothesis. I ever get pulled into an alley and wake up missing a kidney, I'll call it a formal theory. The Rust. Domestic criminal organization more accurately describes a loose collection of smaller gangs and racketeering operations formed out of necessity. New laws classify gang activity as terrorism. Whoa. The Rust is unclear if it is an actual criminal organization, because they are fairly independent of each other. Oh, I see. I think I understood this the wrong way round. This is saying that small to medium-sized criminal organizations couldn't survive on their own, because if, like, they could just arrest everybody associated with it, because terrorism mean they could just hold them forever. Whereas the Rust is decentralized to such a degree that it's unclear if they're connected to each other, and that gives them a lot more sort of protection from being associated with each other. But it makes me wonder why they would want a criminal organization at all, if being associated with other criminals can get you arrested under terrorism laws. I suppose it adds a sense of legitimacy, so best of both worlds. Like, yeah, we're from the Rust, you know what you're dealing with, but at the same time, we're not associated with those other people called the Rust. You know, we're our own thing. Oh, I see. Yeah, they're scavs from Cyberpunk. The official worst gang in Cyberpunk that are always killed on sight. There is just no other way to deal with scavs in Cyberpunk. Whereas Harmonique Systems had employed the scavs. Cool. Where were we? I ever get pulled into an alley and wake up missing a kidney, I'll call it a formal theory. It's not like we're talking about a weapon of mass destruction. What makes the Blues think that they can win a gang war with it? This is them talking around the thing that's coming into town that he contacted her about at the end of episode 1. Something that she's been waiting a long time for, and because of the heating up gang war, he was expressing doubt over whether she could actually get it or not. Maybe they found the right soldier to wield it. The idea lingers in the air for a moment as I gaze out the window. Windows and neon and advertisements galore float up past us like bubbles of air as we make our descent down into our beautiful city's scenic lower wards. How's this part go again? Through me the city of woe, through me the way to eternal dole, through me the way among the lost. Inferno Canto 3, cool. Welcome to the Underworld, Dante. Sometimes hot, sometimes misty, sometimes choking with poison. Always dark. That's the official forecast. More accurate than whatever's on your phone. Between the skyscrapers, the generators, the turbines, and the canopy, every city block's got its own climate down here. 9 circles of fresh hell. If you get the reference, say something. Don't make me feel crazy for 5 minutes so you can feel smart for 5 seconds. The smog of the lower wards lingers on your skin long enough you make the climb back out. This place clings to you, unwanted, cloying attachment. There's an honesty to all human interaction down here that makes it trivial for me to navigate. And it's got a nightlife rife with opportunities, riven with opportunities for someone with my particular interests. Sorry I couldn't get you anything else to work with. It was short notice. I know better than to bet against you by now, Red. But still. It's sweet of you to worry, but this is a surefire thing. Spoken like a true addict. I mean it. I'm here for business, not pleasure. I don't plan on leaving anything to chance. Cool shot. Be the cyberpunk. Avoid the populated streets, turn away from brightly lit spots. Follow the trail of graffiti and broken cameras past food stands and steam vents down the rabbit hole. Sounds more complicated than it actually is in practice. It's easy to end up on the wrong side of town as long as you're trying to. Reinhardt's map narrowed the search to a lot more than I expected, but I'll be on my own from here on out. It's got to be one of these 3 buildings. So let's go over what I know. I'm looking for a base of operations for a mid-tier kind of pod, which is like a cell of criminal organizations. Rougher than a storefront, not as fortified as a headquarters. A location that makes customers feel safe, not trapped. Of course, if I start knocking on doors, they'll probably find me with weapons drawn. So if I want to be smart, I better use all my senses. Okie dokie. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, you can just not see the sky. Except maybe right there? Okie dokie. The windows are all dark like no one's home, but they're all shut too, so that could be they're just tinted. Alley's clear. Fire escape's still there for the most part, could pass through an alternate exit if need be. And that door looks sturdy enough to bounce a bullet off. Someone's been renovating. So the first building is very much a possibility. Bars on the windows. Secure. Maybe too much of a fortress though. Well, this place looks like shit. Looks more like a haunt just dry enough for users to pass out in than anything else. Plenty inconspicuous, but a dealer of the level I'm looking for would be considered a made man. Respectable. I doubt they'll be willing to have to step over trash constantly to keep a low profile. Yeah, not going to be that one then. This end one's a possibility. What's this? Say, call Gary? Need respirators. Bit cleaner than the other buildings. Could be someone spending money on upkeep. Or maybe this one's just been torn down and rebuilt the least. There are a couple of bodies lingering around outside it. They don't exactly have that organised criminal associate edge. Orca. Organised criminal associate. Orca. Ha! That's clever. That explains why they're called pods, because if you're not familiar, orcas are killer whales, and stuff like whales and orcas live in family units called pods. The label most widely used within law enforcement for individuals who are members of criminal organizations, frequently abbreviated with artistic liberty as orcs or orcas. Orcas is better than orcs, I think. Orcs is a bit too stigmatized. I mean, they're referring to criminals, but you know. Law enforcement professionals also use related nomenclature when discussing organized criminal activity in informal settings. An orca may also be referred to as a killer whale, Kale, or KW. A group of orcas may be called a pod, while a known gathering place may be labelled a den. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. A lot of pods will pay civilians good money just to keep their eyes open. It's certainly dark, but there's a camera out front and it's not broken. Overall, it's probably just some mechanic garage that shuts down the power to save money at night. Okay, might as well pull the trigger. Dingy, but not a shithole. Some obscure features, but the paint's not too shiny. Goldilocks takes it. This is my best bet. But why? Why do I feel like I'm being watched? She looks very tall with spindly legs there. Huh. Hey. Great acting. He's supposed to be the lookout. Red Hood. What did you say? People come down here to be anonymous, or the closest thing to it in the modern day. It's considered poor etiquette to stare at someone for anything more than a moment. It's a faux pas to make an effort to remember someone. Commenting on another's dress isn't a slap in the face, but it is odd. Go away? At least they can take direction. Whatever, a lookout being around just confirms I picked the right building. Time to try the door. What'll make them open up? I really expected to have to choose. You know, I thought it was giving me clues. Call. Definitely not that one. I don't want to make a scene on the street. Money is probably the best bet if they're looking for customers. Knocking might be ignored, so I'm going to go with money. I have money. Actually, I have a dark card. That should have provoked a reaction, a grunt, footsteps, something. I place my hand against the door absent-mindedly, ready to move to plan B. And I feel movement. Locks being checked, perhaps a doorknob palmed. Anxiety and curiosity pit one against another by an onlooking greed. How do you enter a closed room? First, you try pushing. When that doesn't work, naturally, you forget it. I'll find some other... I see. You try pushing, that was her saying, I've got money, let me come in. And then you pull by, alright, I'll go elsewhere. No need for master keys or any other trickery. If you know what you're doing, doors will open for you. Like magic. The door's not the only thing that's been reinforced around here. This apartment building, motel, whatever it used to be, someone's made a lot of effort to file it down. Hallways blocked off with chicken wire and stripped furniture, access panels ripped out, doors welded shut. They took a maze and ground it down to a one-way street. Or maybe a shooting gallery. With blaring musical accompaniment. Don't get any ideas, got no vacancy. And here I thought I'd found my dream home, Mr... Call me Trey. Ain't too bad, we're closed this month. Wait, you're serious? You rent these out? Of course we do, this is a business. Very unusual look for this character. Right, and you see a lot of demand? It's the lower wards, bitch. He sighs the word without emphasis like a subconscious honorific. I'm not honoured, but I can't find it in myself to be offended either. Tons of stray ducks will pay top for a sight to lay low a night or two. I can see why. This is the hallway, the rooms are clean. Sure. Look, the doors are heavy, the locks are all physical, and it's quiet. So this is a safe house for rent. Safe rooms for rent, like I said, not open for business right now. Curious. Come on, up the stairs already. And no mask when we get up there. And curious, a good mask is like a good pair of boots in the lower wards. Keeps you clean, keeps you moving, keeps your journey a dozen times more comfortable. And if you leave the house barefoot, you can expect to bring back something unsavoury attached to you. It's not odd for him to be barefaced, but demanding that I not wear mine is... Seriously, stuff it in your pocket, now. I'm going to deflect. Refusing seems like a bad idea. Agreeing is what I would go with if there wasn't a deflect, so I'm going to deflect. Forgot I was wearing it. Why so nervous, though? We're not... I mean, I ain't nervous. Nothing to worry about, then. Yeah, but you need to lose those gloves, too. So that's their game. This isn't a power move, it's insurance. If this place ever gets busted, evidence of my visit will be all over the place. They're giving their customers extra incentive to make sure the shithole remains a hidden gem. A reasonable idea on their part, but it doesn't change my answer. Oh, that's cool. That's not happening. Bitch. Whatever, have fun explaining to the boss why you can't follow basic instructions. That does sound fun. Watch it, you're a guest here. A guest? I'm a paying customer. And if you try to get me to remove any more articles of clothing, I'm leaving a scathing review. You haven't paid yet. Come on. Right behind you. Through here? Yeah. Hey, I'll get the door. Oh, it's this pink text from the intro. With either a Chinese dragon or an octopus tattoo. It's weird that I can't tell. I think it's a dragon. Oh, it is a dragon. No, I see it now. Huh? Oh. Howdy. Where the hell did you find her? Must have fallen out the canopy like ripe as shit fruit. Because if she didn't fall out the damn sky, that'd mean Trey opened the door for her. Right, Trey? Tanks, come on, Trey. Freelancer. Vending machines, skate parks, and ice chips. Does Morgan interview these people? Because it was implied that she does, because she got... Like, Sarah answered them like, what are your likes and what are your interests? And she's like, what's the difference? So, it's really implied she is actually quizzing these people on their interests. Dislikes, rich kids, fried food and cops, loitering, 3 arrests, larceny, 2 arrests, 1 conviction. No incidents for truancy. Tanks, handyman, parkour, spray paint and stainless steel. Oh, he looks like a fun fellow. Beer cans, water stains and cops. 2 arrests, no charges. 3 arrests, 2 convictions. 18 months of incarceration. Sorry, what was his name? Anchor Tanks Tan. Sungmin Trey Trench. Oh, I see. So she's almost certainly getting this stuff off the internet. At least for some of them. Tanks, come on, How hard is it not to open a goddamn door? Well, Shears, shut up. The others aren't fazed by his volume. This is normal. The big guys always like this. But his outburst has given me a moment to take in the scenic view. Brings a tear to the eye. You. Me? Who else? Hit that. A cigarette? It's laced with drugs. Or don't. I'd love an excuse to kick your ass back down those stairs. They think I'm a cop. They think I'm a cop, and cops can't use drugs when undercover. I could quote the exact law that invalidates this legal offence, but I gather that wouldn't assuage their concerns. Well, what's it gonna be? I mean, my instinct going into this was play along, but Morgan is very much not doing that, so I feel I should continue to not do that. That was in your mouth, man. What? Sorry, it's not that you're bad looking, it's just... Trey, who the hell is this? This red bitch. You're trying to jinx us? She's a customer. I know she's a customer. We get customers every other day of the goddamn year. Why'd you have to bring her in here tonight? There we go. This is it. I found the place. Well? Creek, she's got... Look at me. Don't talk to Creek, talk to me. She's got a dark card. I ran the cereal downstairs. Scanner's got hot like a hand warmer trying to crunch it, so it's legit, right? Dark card, huh? I nod. Hard not start playing a little more conservatively once you know the stakes. Whatever the specifics of their leadership structure, they're all looking to this Creek right now. But I don't know his rhythm yet, so I can't exactly match it. For the moment, silence is golden. Yeah, but tonight, Creek? With all the other shit we're expected to shovel? I shouldn't make talk like that in front of the customer. Customer, you think the word was old toothpaste the way you spat it out. Translation, outsider. Thanks, yeah, Miller, I know. Miller. Tradesman, horror films, bubblegum, and terrariums. Bookies, gin, again, cops. 4 arrests, 4 convictions, 2 arrests, 0 convictions, no incidents of littering. Well, good on you, heaven smiles. Oh my god. With a name like that, you're either gonna, like, be an absolute goody two-shoes, or just scum if your name is Heaven's Smiles. Lakers Christoph. entrepreneur, making money, making friends, doctors, case dismissed due to lack of evidence, case dismissed due to witness recanting. Any pronouns? Well, Creek is the one with the plan here. Good to know. Thanks, yeah, Miller, I know. All of the more reason we should tell this bitch to get slagged. Look, she's here now. Why not take her money? Know what? I've got a better idea. Apply directly to the forehead. The loud one. Tanks is pressing a barrel directly into my forehead. Why not take her for all she's got? The metal feels cool on my skin. Reminds me of a stethoscope. Breathe in and try not to sigh the theatrics. Instead, I make eye contact with Creek. Hey now. You can put that away. He reholstered his firearm without so much as a click of the tongue. Mid-tears, like I thought, they've got something approaching discipline. Mind the safety. Get screwed. Huh. So, we good? We're good, we're good. We are good, right, Creek? I'm threading a thin needle, lady. A lot of moving parts beneath the surface here. Give me a minute to clear my schedule for you. Make yourself at home in the meantime. Just don't hover, yeah? Of course. You won't even notice I'm here.